Peace, netchers and netchers. That's goddesses and gods. I always put the woman first. Goddess and gods. This is your netter brother or god brother Andre 360. I want to build with y'all today on education, the topic of education and liberation. But before I do that, I want to give a special shout out to my brothers, my unit, my family out here in this struggle, doing a thing worldwide, globally, but especially my personal one, GBL, the Gospel of Black Liberation. We're going to be up and running real soon. You're going to see us, and y'all need to tune into the information that's being put out there. There's some very powerful brothers, a collective of us that's going to be speaking, as well as some powerful women that are going to be doing some things as well. And you know, we're gonna raise the collective vibration and consciousness of our people and put us back to where we're supposed to be. But on the topic of what I was coming to speak to you about of liberation and education, first of all, we all know that true education, you know what I mean, true learning it starts at the home. It starts at the home. What you get out here in this world out here outside of your household, this matrix, is a program on how to function and maintain yourself out here in this matrix and within the matrix that they have set up. So that's a program to function within the matrix. What you're given at home is true education. You know what I mean? Because no matter what they teach you in those schools or whatever, you come home and your parents, you know, and real life experience. And for those of you who are adults, you go out in the world and your interaction, your experiences, they say, what is the best teacher? Your experience. Experiences are the best teachers. It teaches you the reality of stuff. Everything else you're learning in these books and all this other stuff and these school curriculums, for the most part, is just how to function in this society. You know what I mean? And it's a program given to you on how to do so. All right? Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat the truth for anybody, you know what I mean, or water down right knowledge to appease someone else's uneasiness and concerning those truths. Nor am I here to be a stiff, you know what I mean, and not enjoy my life walking around, not here enjoying my life walking around and living in right knowledge, because people want to place brackets on a lot of us, you know what I mean, and boundaries around how they think that we should live, walk, talk, and be on a daily basis, according to the limited oneness, you know what I mean, with the balance of being human and being a human being, period, at the same time being spiritually attuned with the ancestors, with the source, with the right knowledge concerning our people and the story of our past during this physical journey and experience of existence that we are in. All right? So I'm not here to be a stiff. You know what I mean? I'm here to follow what is organically, you know, in me to do. You know what I mean? And it's passed down from the ancestors that I am attuned and aligned with, or aligned and attuned with. You know what I'm saying? Now, although we know with a certain level and degree of right knowledge, along with oneness with the source and our ancient ancestors and recent ancestors, you know what I mean, there also comes an obligation. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that. Although we know that with a certain level and degree of right knowledge and oneness, you know what I mean, with the source and the ancestors, our ancient ancestors and recent, there also comes an obligation and a responsibility to share that right knowledge and information with those who are ready for it. You know what I mean? You're supposed to each one teach one. We are supposed to share that information every chance and opportunity that we get. You know what I mean? What good is knowledge if it's not applied? What good is knowledge, you know, within your community if it's not shared? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's our obligation to pass it on to each other, to pass it on to our kids as well as our nephews, nieces, and the family, and young ones in the neighborhood that you live in, so that you can raise the collective consciousness, you know what I'm saying, of not only your immediate household, but also the environment and the community that you live in. Your kids are being raised in this community also. You got to make it safe for them as well. You know what I mean? We can't always be just about ourselves. You know what I mean? In ancient African societies and cultures, we live by that Ubuntu. I am because we are. The collective is. I am nothing without my ancestors. I am nothing without my uncles and aunts, guidance and teachers and nurturing, my mom, my dad, the grandparents, the elders in the community who looked out for us and made sure we was doing right and staying on the right path. Ubuntu. I am because we are. I am nothing without my friends who told me, yo, man, don't do that, man. Don't worry about that. You need to be on something else. Don't get your behind in trouble. I am nothing without y'all. Ubuntu. You know what I'm saying? So we have to build for ourselves, but as well, but mainly our community as well as ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Can't just do it just for ourselves. So what you do and what you don't do, you know, it has a direct impact on your present reality and situation, as well as your immediate and short-term future. You know what I mean? I know I'm going too fast for some of y'all. I'm trying to run through this information because I don't want to make this video long. But what you do and what you don't do, you know what I mean, has a direct impact on your present reality and situation as well as your immediate and short-term future. So you have to apply that knowledge. You have to apply that right knowledge, should I say. You know what I'm saying? That you are getting from the downloads from the source, from the ancestors. Seek that right knowledge. If you are not attuned spiritually, seek that right knowledge in books that you can get from good, prominent black leaders, you know what I mean, who have doctorate degrees and stuff like that. Like Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Dr. Joyce DeGroy, Baba Dick Gregory, you know what I'm saying? Baba Professor James Smalls. Look him up on YouTube. I highly recommend him. Baba Mwalimu Baruti. You can go on, Anthony Browder, you know what I'm saying? It's so many of them that we definitely we not forgetting Dr. John Hendrick Clark, you know what I mean? John Amos. It's so many of them that we can keep going on, you know what I mean? Dr. Ben Yosef. You know what I'm saying? Seek that right knowledge or whatever for those of you who are not spiritually attuned yet, you're not on that level where you're getting the downloads as well. But these information, when you read these books from these prominent scholars, these prominent doctors, these prominent master teachers, you know what I'm saying? It opens the doorway and a portal for you to receive those downloads from the source. It teaches you how to tune in. You know what I mean? Dr. Muwada Ashby, you know what I mean? Eat right. If you're eating right and holistic and living a true holistic diet, you know what I mean? Then you will open up the portals within your body also and release the bondage and the shackles that's around your chakras that's not allowing you to tune in spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So true knowledge, you're not going to get it out there in these schools and these universities that teach you nothing about the universe, which you are one with. You know what I'm saying? They teach you nothing about the soul. They teach you about the program and how to function in their society and remain a slave, remain on their hamster wheel. You know what I mean? And that's not liberation. That's not liberating. To be taught how to be a better slave, to be a better citizen of a government and a society they built that's just to benefit them and keep us, you know what I mean, sustaining their establishment. You know what I mean? As the bottom workers or whatever, functioning and fueling their empire. You know what I'm saying? Get off that hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? Liberation, education leads to that. Right knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, what you do and what you don't do has a direct impact on your present reality and situation as well as your immediate short-term future. But on the other hand, a prolonged consistency of what you do and don't do has a direct impact on your long-term future and reality, as well as those of possible generations following you, such as your kids, your grandkids. Let me repeat that. A prolonged consistency of what you do and don't do, a prolonged consistency of it, you know what I mean, has a direct impact on your long-term future. If you do this negative stuff for a long period of time, if you're doing drugs for a long period of time, it's going to have a negative impact on your body, and it's going to do more damage than if you did it for a short period of time. You smoke cigarettes for 10 years versus for 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have a longer-term effect and do much more damage to your body, you know what I'm saying? So what you do and don't do, it has a direct impact on your body. But what you do and don't do for a long extended period of time has an even more impact on your body, on your present situation and reality, and on future generations. Because your kids wake up, you know what I mean? They see this behavior going on in the house. And what do your kids do? They mimic you know what I'm saying? They mimic your behaviors, your attitudes, the way you laugh, your perceptions concerning the reality in their world, you know what I mean, surrounding them. And then it becomes a major part of the psychological tools that come in to shape their reality and their personality as human beings. So you got to watch what you're doing around your kids and everything, and what you're doing for over extended, prolonged periods of time. You know what I mean? That same culture that is then passed on down to their kids and so on and so on. So it becomes a cycle, and depending on the reality or the fruit from those particular cycles, you know what I mean? That it determines whether they are now negative or positive cycles. You know what I'm saying? And some cycles must be reinstated. Let's just keep it real. Some cycles got to be reinstated and brought back into our culture of everyday lives, and from the household into wherever we go and we are present. While on the other hand, some cycles got to be broken. They must be broken and have the tendencies, you know what I mean, to produce generational curses. You know what I'm saying? We got to break those cycles because they're generational curses. In old societies and old cycles that we used to do, or practices and cultures that we used to, part of our culture that we used to do, you know what I mean? We need to apply that back into our lives now. We need to get back to meditation. We need to get back to eating right. We need to get back to thinking about more than just ourselves. You know what I mean? We need to get back in striving for greatness naturally versus monetarily. You know what I mean? Just because you got a lot of money don't mean you great. You know what I'm saying? because you're getting paid by the people who run society, who's destroying the earth, who's destroying the planet, who's at war with our people, don't make you great. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, even these curses, you know, these negative cycles, you know what I mean, could lead to generational curses if we pass them down. So we got to watch what we're doing in our household, how we speak, how we talk, how we interact, and we need to carry ourselves accordingly outside as well, because our kids are watching us, and so are the neighbors, and so is the people in your community. You know what I mean? You affect people in everything you do, wherever you go, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? Especially those who are powerfully attuned and living right. You know what I'm saying? Helping others out and stuff like that. But back to the curses part, even generational curses can be broken with a high enough vibration of love, right knowledge, balance, and the application of them all in your reality. I'm going to repeat that. No matter what was passed down through your family lineage, you know what I mean, and households from generation to generation, those negative generational curses can be broken with a high enough vibration of love, right knowledge, balance, and the application of them all in your reality. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I stated earlier, along with right knowledge and being attuned with your oneness with the ancestors and the source comes a responsibility. And along with that responsibility also comes many burdens of walking that path and fulfilling your purpose in life. There are very many moments, you know, during this journey of loneliness on this path. The reality of separating yourself from those who are not on your path, including good friends and family sometimes. And some of them will naturally distance themselves from you because of the fact that your perception has evolved or changed in their eyes. You know what I mean? And so your desires, goals, and lifestyles are now different and very much, you know, not the same, you know, as theirs because of this. You will find on this path that not too many people can relate to you on the level of depth that you now operate on, function, and exist on. And while you are looking for constant elevation mentally and spiritually to bring all those around you up as well, they are content with staying the same in their current state, and oftentimes their current mental graves and spiritually low vibrational states of existences. So this path is lonely for some of us who are true and attuned and walk in the right path, because you think and feel deeper than most. We are empaths, you know what I mean, star seeds, gatekeepers, knowledge sharers, truth bearers, you know what I mean? You vibrate higher. You experience more consistent moments of fulfillment. We are also revolutionaries, let me not forget that. You vibrate higher. You experience more consistent moments of fulfillment, wonder, and satisfaction concerning downloads from right information. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual enlightenment on a higher frequency of vibration that raises you to your existence and reality. You get to meet new friends. That's one of the good things in here. You know what I'm saying? You get to meet new friends and spiritual soul family members as you go further along in your journey, and you form alliances and some eternal bonds with these good friends and beings of energy / your soul family in human form during your journey of living and fulfilling your purpose in this existence. You get to exercise and inherit power that comes, you know, with the knowledge of your true higher selves and oneness with the source. Let me repeat that. You get to exercise the inherent power that comes with the knowledge of your true higher selves and oneness with the source, because right knowledge is power due to proper application of it in your life and consistent daily culture, which gives you the keys to open doors and access to powers that was always yours all along anyway. Once exposed to this power of right knowledge, along with the continuous spiritual downloads from the infinite source within and all around you on that higher resonance of frequency and existence you are now on, you will also find out how to use these powers. But it all starts with education, right knowledge, people sharing information, people sharing the truth with you or who you really are, beyond what society is telling you who you are. It starts at home. It starts when you are by yourself. Tune in. Pour out libations. That's water, fluid. Pour it out to the ancestors. Pour it out. Put good food in your body. You don't got to eat 3 meals a day like they teach you. You know what I'm saying? Eat a little bit a day. We're not eating just to be eating. We're eating to edify the body. You eat too much, it's going to weigh you down, slow you down, then you get what they call niggeritis. You know what I'm saying? That's because you ate too much. And sometimes you're eating the wrong stuff and your body feels bad. Now you got to go to sleep. You know what I mean? Food is supposed to be fuel. It's supposed to give you energy, not make you sleepy, not make you feel sick, not make you feel tired and sluggish. We're eating too much. We're taught the wrong things to weigh us down, not just physically, as above, so below. It weighs us down mentally and spiritually as well. Tune in. It's your nether brother Andre 360, wholeness, balance, perfection, power. Y'all have a good one. Check out my people's GBL. You know what I mean? We getting ready to do a lot of big things. I love y'all brothers and sisters, netchers and netchers. That's goddesses and gods once again. Peace and love. I'm out. Wholeness, balance, perfection, and power.